In October 2023, in response to the Gaza conflict, the Houthis began a partial blockade of the Bab al-Mandab Strait. By January 2024, traffic through the Red Sea had halved, drawing the ire of the West. The United States launched Operation Prosperity Guardian, deploying a carrier strike group alongside 20 regional and international allies. The Americans had planned to take the fight directly to the Houthis, whereas their European allies sought to provide escort missions through their own separate task, named Operation Aspides. 6 months on, however, the Houthis remain undeterred, and more than 100 incidents have been reported with no end in sight. On the contrary, June saw a significant spike in attacks on shipping. The sinking of the MV Tutor, the second major vessel sunk by the Houthis since the start of the crisis, drove insurance premiums sky high. Not necessarily outgunned, but certainly outmaneuvered, the US Navy finds itself in the most intense naval engagement since the Second World War. Warfare is expensive, and the operation costs are already amounting to close to $4 billion. Yet Washington has made little to no progress in the fight against the Houthis. But why is that? Why is the world's premier naval power unable to overcome a ragtag band of rebels? Perhaps it is true, even giants can fall. Houthi attacks have increased global trade issues. The nature of this conflict has also deprived Washington of relying on its traditional strategy of coalition building. Due to the intense controversy in Gaza, none of the Middle Eastern powers are willing to get directly involved. That leaves only the European powers, which are not much of help. The European Task Force, Operation Aspides, has totally different rules of engagement. For one, its mandate discourages direct strikes on Yemeni soil and instead limits European involvement to escorting operations. Yet, in deploying a naval mission apart from the US, the European navies face a dual crisis of capability and confidence. Simply put, the European fleet lacks the number of ships necessary to defend against the Houthis because it doesn't have the proper mission to start with. Even where such ships can be gathered, the absence of a unified EU command structure, as well as the lack of communication with the American-British mission, has been disastrous. Faced with such difficulties, it is no surprise that both operations have proven to be ineffective. The ineptitude of the US Navy has emboldened the Houthis, who have scaled up their attacks in recent months. For comparison, between January 2017 and June 2021, the Houthis performed 24 maritime drone attacks, on average one every 70 days. However, from November 2023 to July 2024, they have performed 77. On average, one every 3 days.